Hello students, hope all of you are in good shape and are almost prepared for your upcoming annual examination. In the very beginning of this video, I want to say that I just want to say all the best for your examination. I expect good performance from you and I know that you are going to fulfill the expectation. Because I am saying it here because we are not going to meet again. It's not needed anymore. We have revised things, we have discussed things a lot, but as I promised you regarding punctuation, inverted comma and comma, that portion I would check again and I would study and I would provide the rectified answers if needed. So some things are there that I would like to discuss with you. As I was going through those things, I thought that why not sharing with you. Though these things have not been mentioned in your book in this 6th standard, maybe they thought that these things are not required to know in this particular standard, but as I got to know these things when I was revising these topics, sometimes we need to revise the things, na? So as I was revising the topics, I thought why not sharing with you. So listen, the inverted comma and comma, these things. Okay, I am writing some examples. I hope you are able to see the board. Let me check. Yes, you can see the board. So I am writing Amit said, comma, inverted comma begins, I am a good boy, then full stop, then inverted comma closes. So we have learned this in the chapter narration also. When we are saying when we are mentioning a direct speech, we need to keep that within inverted commas, okay? And before the inverted comma starts, if this portion, I mean the direct speech, is not placed in the beginning, if it is not placed in the beginning, so before it begins, before the inverted comma begins, we need to give a comma. And obviously whether it is a full stop, I mean if in case of statement there will be a full stop, in case of interrogative sentence there will be a question mark, whatever punctuation it has, that must be put before the inverted comma gets closed. Okay, so you need to give the full stop or question mark or exclamation mark, then you close the inverted comma. But when this particular direct speech is placed in the beginning of a sentence, what happens? I am a good boy. Said Amit. So I am a good boy. This is the direct speech. And said Amit. Here before the inverted comma starts, you cannot put, if you can't see me, don't worry, you just check the board. Okay, this is the important thing here. So before this inverted comma begins, you cannot give a comma or anything because the sentence starts from this direct speech only. So inverted comma, I am a good boy. Now the rectification part, okay, that is I am going to explain. What happens when you are mentioning a statement direct speech in the beginning of a sentence? There should be a full stop, right? Because it's a statement, but as there is another part after this particular portion, we cannot provide any full stop here. Now, after the inverted comma ends, generally, according to the old rule, we should put the comma here after the inverted comma gets closed. Then we should say, said Amit. But nowadays, what happened? I saw that in some cases, they are simply omitting this inverted comma, or in some cases, if you want to put the comma, you should give it before the inverted comma gets closed. So when it's a statement, if you are willing to give a comma, I would suggest you to go for this. you give this punctuation, this comma, before the inverted comma gets closed, and then just write said Amit or whatever the reporting verb is, said dot 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 or asked dot 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 dot. That's it. So what's the difference? I am a good boy. This is a statement, but as there is another part of the sentence that we are writing after this direct speech, so we should not give full stop in the middle. Okay? So we will give a comma before the inverted comma gets closed, because we are believing, it is believed that the punctuation should be placed before the inverted comma gets closed. So you can put the comma here, but it's not wrong if you put the comma after this inverted comma gets closed. So don't send me mails like, ma'am, then which one to do? You can do anything, but it would be better according to the present rule. Nowadays it is much more in use that you put the comma before the inverted comma gets closed. Okay, that's it. You give the comma before the inverted comma gets closed. Okay, now if it is an interrogative sentence like am I a good boy? Now it is an interrogative sentence, so you have to give this particular question mark. Now in this case you can write, you just write said Amit. Am I a good boy? Said Amit. Here you can easily omit this comma. Okay, it's not wrong. That's it. So don't take much pressure. I would just suggest that don't take much pressure. These things have not been clearly mentioned in your book, most probably because right now in this standard it's not necessary for you to learn this much, I mean such vast thing, such vast rules of punctuation. Right now it's not necessary for you, most probably because of that they have not mentioned so many rules regarding this in this particular textbook, grammar book. So you just remember, if there is a question mark or exclamation mark or whatever, instead of statement, if there is something else, you just keep the mark before the keep the punctuation before the inverted comma gets closed, and then you write the reporting verb and whatever the rest of the sentence is. But if it is a statement, don't give a full stop in the middle of the sentence. You just give the comma here before the inverted comma gets closed, and then write the reporting verb and the rest of the part. Okay, and another thing, the first letter will be capital. These things have been discussed in the last video where I discussed punctuation and capital letters. That those things you check from the book. Okay, another thing, that some students are sending me mails to discuss the narrations that I provided in the last study material. I discussed them in the live class. That was probably the last live class, so you should have attended that, but no problem. Right now I am not having those questions with me. I forgot to note them down. Actually the phone with which I am recording this video, those questions are there in that particular phone. So right now I can't check them. So probably there was a question like Priya asked, comma, inverted comma starts, is there anything special in it? Question mark, inverted comma closes. So the answer will be Priya. This particular question was asked by someone through subject query. Priya asked whether there was something special in that. So whenever in the case of motorbike, how much time will you take or something, there was a mechanic kind of question. So there also the particular term it was there. The student, I don't remember the name, who sent me the answer through subject query, you have not changed the it into that. Whenever you are changing the narration, the it, this particular word would be transformed into that. There are other words also which get transformed. I have provided a list in the study material where most of the words have been mentioned which are transformed into something else when you are transforming a direct speech into indirect speech. So it will be transformed into that, yesterday would be transformed into the last day or the previous day. Tomorrow will be transformed into the next day. This will be that. There are some other things also. You just check that study material, you will get to know, and these things have been mentioned in your book also. Okay, so all the best. Any query you can send me mail through subject query, or anyhow you can contact me. I will be there to help you. But before the exam, and whatever rectification is needed, I am going to upload that through a study material. So must check the study material and don't take much pressure regarding these things, this particular thing. Only those rules that I mentioned, that don't put a full stop in the middle of a sentence. You just give a comma here before the inverted comma gets closed, and then just write the reporting verb and the rest of the sentence. That's it. And be much more careful regarding the capital letters. Okay? Check your book and revise all the chapters very minutely. You will be easily able to attempt all the questions correctly. Okay? So all the best. Bye bye.